Good morning, everybody. Let's do a quick mic check before we get the stream started. Good morning. Let's go. I see Forever GD. Can you hear me, Mr. Forever GD? Hey, Mr. G 2024, welcome into the stream. Tempa, hi, how are you doing? Hope you're all doing well. Yes, Hassan, welcome in. Mic check 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, guys. We have a lot to talk about. The last 48 hours in crypto have been absolutely insane, but we are getting ready for a short squeeze. We're going to talk about what a short squeeze is, why the market did what it did. And for those of you that were able to buy the dip, congratulations. It has been a blessing, an opportunity in a bull market. Anytime you see bull traps along the way up during a positive bull market, you need to make sure you're taking advantage of it. So again, good morning to everybody. Welcome into the stream. We have Rakiti from Uganda. Welcome in. Lisa, good morning to you as well. Juba, welcome in. Juba Allen, True. How are you doing? Heard. Yes, sir. I'm glad you guys can hear me loud and clear. Good night in India. I'm actually in the UAE right now. I'm in Dubai. So again, for me, it's nighttime as well, but I'm basing it off of being US based typically. So again, welcome in everyone. How are you? I'm doing good. Tempa, I'm doing good as well. And good morning. So guys, a lot to discuss. We got a lot to cover in crypto today. We got some breaking news coming in regarding tariff news. I already uploaded a video prior to going live, giving some global cryptocurrency market updates. But we're going to talk about everything. And again, congratulations to those of you that were able to stomach volatility and buy the dip. Things are looking very much better. And I think we are about to start. It's going to happen. The bull run we've been anticipating this whole time. It's going to happen, guys. I'm going to just pin my link for Blowfin here because that's the exchange we're going to be using during today's stream. Here it is, pin message. Boom. All right, let's get the party started. I'm going to share my screen so you guys can see what I'm looking at. I'm going to present here, share screen. And here we go. Hopefully you guys can see what I'm seeing. There we go. Absolutely insane. It was a crazy weekend. A lot of people got liquidated, unfortunately. And it sucks. Like, not everyone is able to buy the dip and stomach volatility. But guys, for those of you that are following my content, following my channel, I try to keep things as level-headed as possible and give you guys exactly what it is that I'm doing. For those of you that don't know, if you go on the YouTube tab, youtube.com, and then go to your pop profile, and then you go to posts, this is where I'm putting all my live trades, every single one. So I showed you guys yesterday, I increased my XRP position to 5,394 XRP tokens. I bought during the dip multiple times, and this is my trading portfolio. This is not my long-term portfolio. So we bought XRP at my strike price, no change for my Trump coin, and then I kept the USDT stable position. So if we go back, for those of you that don't know, again, make sure you're following the posts tab, subscribe to the channel, smash the like button as always, of course, but make sure you're following this post tab because this is where I keep everyone updated for free. People will ask you for paid groups, ask you to go into Discord, Patreon. I've seen all that. I've done all that in the past, but I just don't think it's fair in a bull market. And I think instead, everyone should be able to get free access to information. And that's why I provide it on the posts tab on YouTube. So you guys saw the market rebounded. My XRP, I did buy my position that I showed you guys on the video that I uploaded at $2.34 per token. I based that off of XRP support lines. And you guys know time and time again, we talk about support and resistance so frequently on this channel. And what I saw for XRP was anywhere between 234 from previous support. And I think that was over, if we go to the 1 hour chart, we saw 234 support. 260. This was my first initial entry was 267. Let's be 100% transparent here. And then we doubled down and bought this specific support at $2.32 was the strike price, but I increased it by 2 cents, not knowing that we were going to dip all the way down below $2. But again, dips are a gift. Dips are an opportunity. Double down on the dips when you can during a bull market. If there was a fundamental issue with the market that meant we were going to sell off even more, I would have told you guys, hey, maybe it's time to not double down. But we are in a bull market. Things are looking very good in crypto. And so for us that were able to double down because you had extra dry powder, I saw a lot of comments of people not able to buy because they didn't have any more buying power. That's okay. But overall, again, it's been positive, and people have been taking advantage of the dip. So XRP, $2.68 now. We're up about 20% on our swing trade. I think I'm up maybe $2,200 since yesterday's trade during that market crash. I wish I had limit orders down here, but I didn't. That's why you got to use Blowfin. Link down in the description. Up to $100,000 trade deposit and trade rewards are awaiting you. The market pulled back. It's part of the bull cycle, guys. We get these bear traps that will come and go. 10, 20, 30% corrections along the way. But look how quickly we are rebounding. XRP now up 4% in the last 24 hours. Even Ethereum, though it's the laggard of laggards, and I hold a big bag of ETH, it's recovering nicely right now. Solana up 2% on the day. Everything else is still in the red, but we're seeing Bitcoin at 99,000. When Bitcoin shows strength, and Bitcoin right now we're seeing almost 61% dominance, that inadvertently will create more of a squeeze across the market. So we're going to talk about why I keep mentioning this word short squeeze, why I put it on the title of today's stream, and what that actually means, because all the leveraged longs over 10 billion US dollars has been liquidated from the cryptocurrency market in the last 24 hours. Bybit alone, Bybit exchange, very big in the Middle East and the eastern side of the world. So we're talking to Asia's, so Korea, maybe both Koreas. I don't know if North Korea trades at all. Japan, China, we see a lot of Bybit users over there. So with that being said, the CEO came out and said 2 billion was liquidated solely from their centralized exchange, which is insane. Donald Trump coming in hot. We were worried about tariffs. People were spooked because of tariffs. And if you kept things in the back of your mind, you got to understand that this is the first crypto president. This is the first guy that holds crypto publicly. He bought over $48 million worth of ETH just last week. He has over $150 million in holdings of BTC, ETH, Ondo, and many more protocols. So Donald Trump got in touch with the president of Mexico. Said it's very clear. It was a very friendly, conversation wherein she agreed to immediately supply 10,000 Mexican soldiers to the border. This is what scares do. Even if he was bluffing, which Trump is not really known to bluff, it caused panic for the Mexican government. It's causing panic for the Canadian government. It's causing panic even for the Chinese government right now, because tariffs will cause economies to suffer. Even if it's short term or midterm, it's going to cause potential recessions and drop in the value of their currencies. And that's what we saw, literally flash crash in the Canadian dollar over the last day. Right now, Ripple, XRP is at $2.69. It looks like we continue to run up, which is extremely bullish in my opinion. We saw, again, after the falling knife that we saw last night, we recovered nicely to 220. And then we're just finding more and more support, and we keep testing higher highs from where we just were earlier last night. So again, Trump putting a pause on tariffs for the next month is extremely bullish for crypto. People were worried that this was going to put us into a pretty significant recession, because though tariffs are good for the government, they're not typically good for the consumers, or they're not good for the people of said governments. So for all of us, that could have potentially caused cost of goods to go up, whether it was clothing, whether it was energy, regardless of any things that we had imported from any of those countries. It could have, even if it was unintentional, could have caused increases in price. So of course, the market reacted as it did. Bitcoin looks like it wants to break $100,000 and hopefully does during today's stream. But we have momentum going back, and these U-shaped recoveries. And when I say U-shaped recoveries, it's this right here in the chart, where you see a flash crash. Let's just look at the 7-day chart. A flash crash followed by a very steep recovery. When you see these U-shaped recoveries, it tells us that we are in a bull market, meaning that there's enough liquidity that's being deployed back into the markets after flash crashes, which is actually extremely bullish and keeps the case that we are officially and still are lingering in this bull market. A lot of people are doubting it, but honestly, guys, I do think we are in a bull. And for those of you that don't think we're in a bull, I want to know your case. Comment down below and let us know what's the reason. But I think, again, I am almost fairly certain that we are in a bull run. So we're going to keep talking about different things about the XRP ETFs, updates there from Grayscale. And we also have Cointelegraph coming out with a really interesting article. And their insight was, could XRP be part of the US National Crypto Reserve? Because that's where a lot of people's money are right now. Donald Trump has been very careful. And earlier he announced too. Let's go over to, what's his name? My guy, not Benjamin. There's one guy that I really like, Walter from Bloomberg. He's extremely valuable to follow. Senior officials of the White House does not receive U.S. paycheck, is following the law. Again, he gives minute by minute updates. And he says China won't be involved with Panama Canal for long. Trump is he's an erratic guy. He's very erratic, not erotic. Pardon me there. Wrong word. He's an erratic guy, meaning he'll make decisions just on the fly whenever he wants. You got to be careful because with erratic nature, that can cause disorder, and disorder can cause panic. Panic can cause sell-offs. Sell-offs can cause crashes. Crashes can then cause premature bear markets and sentiment shifts. So here, Walter has been updating us throughout the day today. And I think the most interesting thing that happened was the crypto czar. So let's just put in czar here, and you guys will probably see one of the first things that pops up. Here it is. So Donald Trump's crypto czar, David Sachs, reportedly to hold press conference tomorrow to discuss how to secure America as the leader in digital asset ecosystem. They've been very careful with their verbiage. Notice the words that they're using are things like crypto, digital assets, stockpile, not using strategic Bitcoin reserve specifically, but a stockpile across global crypto assets, which is actually extremely bullish. You guys got to understand that means they're not looking just at Bitcoin right now as a asset of interest. They're looking at BTC. They're looking at ETH. They're potentially looking at Solana. They're potentially looking at XRP. If all these things do happen and come to fruition, that's going to be extremely bullish for all XRP holders. So I see we have, appreciate you for the 2 here. Oh my goodness, I keep double clicking, sorry. Forever GD says, I trade 70 million SHIB for XRP at $2.30 or €2.30. I don't think that's necessarily a bad play. You're switching to a more mature based portfolio. The upside for SHIB, I think, is still very much there. But I think what you're trying to say is trading XRP for or SHIB for XRP because you see upside and you want to create a more mature portfolio in the sense that less meme coins and more utility based assets backed by maybe big even governments. That could be a good play. So Forever GD, I think that's not a bad move you made there. So congratulations. And we have Von K coming in saying XRP and XCN. And then Canada, Mexico, China tariffs. It spooked the market, but I think now we're seeing this really nice rebound. I don't know what Digicoin is. Usama, welcome in, my friend. He says, Ahmed, one of the guys. How are you doing? Hope all is well, Usama, with you and the family. Seems bullish though. But what do I know? No, absolutely bullish. So let's go ahead and continue to dive in because one of the things I want to cover is going back here. So Sachs, Scott, Boozman, Hill, and Thompson to host press conference on digital assets. So Washington, D.C., President Trump's White House AI and crypto czar, David Sachs, Senate Banking Committee Chairman Tim Scott. All these people, by the way, guys, are pro-crypto. We're seeing them say that they will host a press conference tomorrow, Tuesday, February 4th at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This could be the catalyst that pushes us to a new all-time high across the market, both for Total 3, BTC, XRP, you name it. All the assets that are rebounding nicely today at market open. So what to know, press conference on digital assets, all the people that are basically key individuals in making decisions on behalf of the strategic Bitcoin reserve and getting that executive order signed off with Donald Trump. And it's tomorrow at 2:30 Eastern Standard Time. So my goal, and I'm hoping I can make this happen, is to live stream the event at 2:30 because I'm guessing they're going to be streaming it over on X or Twitter. And if that happens and there's some good news, I think the market's going to bounce even further. Remember, guys, manipulation is a part of the game. These exchanges, market makers, people trying to push down the market price, they do so because they think it's going to benefit themselves because all they care about, unfortunately, is their pockets, right? That's what these big institutional investors and big exchanges want. They'll liquidate leverage longs, which then again, thinking that they're playing everyone right, they'll liquidate the longs, which we saw, and I'm just going to go over to Ben from Bybit. Let's see, Bybit. I don't know if I could find him. Bybit. Let's see this. Or Bybit CEO. If you guys saw the statement, here we go. Ben's out. And this is the craziest statistic I have ever seen. This was worse than the COVID crash of 2020, by the way, guys. Just an FYI. But check it out here. Bear with me. I'm afraid that today's real total liquidation is a lot more than $2 billion, he said. By my estimation, it should be at least anywhere between $8 to $10 billion. And FYI, Bybit's 24-hour liquidation alone was $2.1 billion. And as you can see in the below screenshot, Bybit 24-hour liquidations recorded on CoinGlass was around 333 million. However, this is not all the liquidations. So they weren't even accounting for everything. We have an API limitation on how much feeds are pushed out per second. From observation, other exchanges also participate the same to limit liquidation data. Moving forward, Bybit will push all liquidation data. We believe in transparency. So think about it. A single exchange wiped out over $2 billion of leveraged long trades. What does that mean? People had expected that the market was going to continue to go up since pre-inauguration. When Donald Trump was elected president back in November 4th, and people made the decision in the United States that he is the new president of the US, people set up their leveraged longs. With that being said, when you enter a bull market, a lot of long traders, whether they're technical analysis traders or just people that they just base their decisions off sentiment, you see these long traders continue to push out their longs way beyond even all-time highs. Bitcoin broke its all-time high, right, 68K, shortly after Trump's announcement for presidency. And as soon as that announcement was made, they kept on pushing their longs out. And then people set up new longs in 2025 after knowing there's strategic Bitcoin reserve and all these bull catalysts. Well, what then happens? The market begins to send. The market sends strongly to the upside. And so these leverage long traders are in multiple percentage. So I'm talking 5x, 10x, 20x, because with leverage trading, you're not just dollar for dollar trading how much money that it is that you have on spot, like for me as a spot trader, but you can 10x the amount of money that you use by leveraging some of the money that exchanges hold. So what they don't tell you as a leverage trader is the exchanges have the authority to do whatever it is that they want. If they have way too many long traders, meaning too many people that are bullish in the market, they got to make sure to liquidate those longs because they can't afford to pay out people. $8 billion across all exchanges being paid out, that's going to hurt their pockets. So what do? They then hire market makers. And what market makers are intending and what they do is they can basically manipulate the short-term price action. They can shake people out. They can create a price depression. And Marty Party was talking about it quite a bit over on Twitter. And this is someone that over on X, and this is someone that I follow closely. I think he has some very good insights. And I think one of the things that you guys all need to understand, if we scroll down here, looking at market maker history, crazy, by the way. Sorry, he's been very active lately. I'm just trying to find for you guys what it is that he was talking about in terms of the market maker and market participants. Here we go. Market maker update. So Coinbase continues to buy Solana on the dip. Shout out Coinbase. They always buy the dip. But if we go down into what was going on with Binance market makers, guys, absolutely insane in my opinion. It shocked me, to be honest. The results there were not what I was expecting. Might take a while to find this guy. Binance capitulating long leverage traders. Every time they enter, they will be flushed until they run out of liquidity. So he was kind of showing all the different leveraged longs. Here it is. Hundreds of millions of dollars in crypto to Winter Mule, which is their market maker of choice, to force capitulation. So again, what do these market makers do? Pay attention here, everybody, especially those of you that dare to trade with leverage. They have the right, when things are looking too bullish, to push us down into a bear trap. So think about it. Hundreds of millions of dollars going into these market makers, and they're able to sell in price. And that's literally what happened yesterday. So what do? Let's go back to price action that happened last night during that flash crash prior to the short squeeze. So they'll create a sell-off and people start worrying, oh, okay, a little bit of a pullback, maybe a 4, 5, 6% pullback. But then it continues on. Wait a second. How low can we go? Sentiment starts shifting. People start worrying. Capitulation begins. And then they'll continue to sell and liquidate let's just, for this example, XRP tokens. So they sell XRP, causing more and more capitulation. And then they'll set up limit buy orders with that same market maker to get in at a lower entry. For them, it looks like they had an insane buy amount right around $1.77. So for those of us that are sidelined right now, $1.77, there's a huge liquidity zone that's just hanging out there with money ready to buy XRP on any dip that's incoming. So with that, we saw a huge green candle range all the way from $1.77 all the way up to $2.08, which is insane. And then guess what happened? Then they start buying back tokens at a price lower than they began selling. So they're immediately going to be in profit, and they're making a lot of money here. We're not talking tens of thousands of dollars. We're talking hundreds of millions of dollars in profits in the short term, and liquidating all those leverage longs. Also, that money goes right back into the exchange's pockets, and then they're in profit. That's why I always say spot and chill, spot trade and chill. But this is where things get even more interesting. So we saw what Bybit said, but forget it. That's a lot of bearish news. What's causing this potential short squeeze in the market? Well, guys, we've talked about short squeezes in the past on this channel, right? Everybody has heard me talk about short squeezes. Hey, we have Christine. Wow, it's been a while. How are you doing? Welcome back. It's been a long time since I've seen you on the channel. She says, I haven't got a notification for a while for a stream. I hope you and the family are doing well. We are doing great. Thank you so much for stopping in. Man, good memories from 2021's bull run. That's a familiar face. Everyone smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. Yes, if you haven't already, smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm and also consider subscribing. Guys, there's always going to be a link for Blowfin. That's the one that I'm charting with here today and telling you guys about limit buy orders, market orders, which are all right here. I set everything literally public so you guys can see me make these trades live. And right now, for those of you that are looking for potential entry, what I'm hoping for, if we see a retest, which I don't think at the moment, based off momentum going into tomorrow, February 4th, 2:30 p.m., the crypto czar, what's his name? David Sachs, his meeting about the digital stockpile. If it's announced that XRP is going to be a part of it, that's going to send this thing to the freaking moon. So check out the link down below for Blowfin. For all of you day traders, guys, no KYC needed. You don't have to, it's just an email and a password. You can send USDT from your decentralized wallets into the exchange and start trading right away. So take advantage of this. I think, again, it's cool that they're allowing it for everyone in the world, especially US traders that typically need VPNs to trade on non-KYC exchanges. For Blowfin, you do not. Cointelegraph. Things are getting interesting. XRP is a potential US crypto reserve asset, possibilities and challenges. All right, let's go ahead and talk about it. Let's see. We are so back. We are so back. So back. So the big question right now for the XRP army is, can we see and will we get a XRP ETF and XRP crypto reserve? From Bitcoin to multi-asset reserve, the evolution of US crypto reserve thinking. Let's go ahead and read this together because I think everyone should understand some of the highlights here. So initially, Bitcoin was a clear frontrunner. It's the oldest, most widely recognized cryptocurrency, and thanks to its supply of 21 million coins, many see it as the ideal hedge against inflation, a kind of digital gold that governments could store as a safeguard against economic instability. It's definitely a no-brainer. And for those of us that are early adopters to crypto, we've already seen this for many years, since maybe the 2017 cycle, 2021 cycle, or even now the 2025 bull cycle. So as conversations have matured, so has the idea that perhaps Bitcoin alone isn't enough. And this is what a lot of governments are shifting towards. Maybe it's not just Bitcoin that's going to be on these governments' balance sheets. The push by some industry leaders for a broader crypto reserve, including Donald J. Trump of the United States, talking about a digital asset stockpile. He never mentions the word strategic Bitcoin reserve. Maybe prior to his election he did, but post-election, he's been very careful talking about we need more crypto holdings as the US government. The push by the industry leaders for a broader crypto reserve encompassing assets including XRP has sparked a new, equally contentious discussion. So the contentious discussion itself, evolving landscape, raises crucial questions about the future of digital assets integration into national financial systems and the potential for implications for global systems. So right now, a lot of people are wondering, like, okay, if we pull up the cryptocurrency market and look at the top 10 assets, forget everything else, let's consider that noise and no stable coins. Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Solana, BNB, Dogecoin, Cardano, Tron, and let's say Chainlink and Avalanche. Of those, which ones are infrastructure plays? So think layer ones here. I'd say Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Solana, BNB, maybe not, honestly, anymore, especially the fact that it isn't really affiliated with the US. Cardano, Tron, and we can even say Chainlink. Avalanche, more of the gamify cryptocurrencies, which could still do very, very well. So now you have 8 cryptocurrencies that have some potential in terms of affiliated with North America. Trump has invested in these tokens on his own portfolio, launched his own meme coin off Solana. Banks in the US, especially like, for example, Bank of America talking about XRP, putting that, utilizing their technology with the ledger system in their banking system, very bullish. So when you look at global finance, which cryptocurrencies make the most sense for them to adopt? If your answer is XRP, then I think you're right. So just as traditional reserves play a critical role in economic stability, the composition of a crypto reserve could have significant ramifications for monetary policy and international trade. So the Bitcoin reserve debate, and what's the thing that's been causing this left and right movement sentiment shift in the crypto reserve conversation is volatility for the most part. Not a lot of people talk about volatility, but it's the number one thing that you need to make sure you're assessing and looking at when deciding whether it makes sense for you as a central government to invest into any asset. So Bitcoin was initially considered as the US Federal Reserve asset due to its fixed supply and decentralization, but volatility and regulatory concerns stalled its adoption. And so again, right now people are saying, well, what if Bitcoin is still too volatile? Anything below 250K can be considered too volatile, 500K, a million, until we have more of a supply shock and more supply control, which, by the way, guys, last year in March, BlackRock, the world's biggest asset manager, started accumulating Bitcoin. And they have billions and billions and billions of dollars of BTC now in their holdings, holding nearly a few percentage points of the total circulating supply, if I'm not mistaken. We can fact check that later. So when people first started talking about Bitcoin to the US, was not a far-fetched idea. Corporations like MicroStrategy and Tesla already held Apex asset in their treasuries, treating BTC as a strategic asset protect against inflation. And that's where things got interesting. Remember, Michael Saylor and both Michael Saylor and Elon Musk took a chance. Elon buying $1 billion worth of BTC back in 2021. That also started off the bull market back then. And then MicroStrategy's Michael Saylor has been buying Bitcoin over the last many, many years, but being very aggressive with the last 12 months, especially. So the argument of Bitcoin revolves around the fact that its hard-capped supply meant it couldn't be inflated like fiat currency. Its decentralized nature ensured no single entity could manipulate it in any way. And its survival of over 17 years has proven its resilience as a store of value. Year over year, it's outperformed every other asset in the world on average. Don't talk tech stocks, not oil, not gold. BTC has been outperforming every other asset class in the world. So here you go. You can talk about where things are in terms of BTC strategic reserves in the United States by each state. So we see Arizona is currently in the House and Senate approval, and Utah. Everywhere else is currently either in the committee approval process or bill has been introduced. And this is not even close to the 50 states. We have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15 of the 50 states that are currently even in discussions of having and different areas of regulatory approval for a strategic Bitcoin reserve. Despite these compelling points, Bitcoin's volatility became a major concern. Governments tend to avoid assets that can lose 50%, like I just mentioned a few minutes ago, 50% of their value in a few months, making Bitcoin's notorious price swings a red flag. But understand, when you have institutional backing and governments buying up the supply, that also will shift Bitcoin from an extremely volatile asset, especially from the downside, to now the upside. And the same thing happens for XRP and other tokens. And the reason that XRP has been in discussion for so long is because of the fact that its usability and its use case is way stronger than BTC for day-to-day transactions. Now, the issue with it is you have people like Chris Larson or founders that are continuously selling supply over time. They need to, because they need to keep up with payroll. They need to keep up with whatever it is that they want. These are, again, shareholders, and it's not as decentralized as something like Bitcoin, right? Even though right now the community does hold, the XRP army holds a lot of XRP, there's still a lot of supply that's pre-mined and was given to and allocated to the founders. So this is where things get interesting. Beyond Bitcoin, arguments for a diversified national crypto reserve. This is what each and every one of you should be paying attention to and caring about. So if you guys see here, instead of relying solely on Bitcoin, a combination of assets like XRP, Ethereum, stablecoins could offer a more balanced, functional financial tool. However, based on historic price action over the last years, a Bitcoin-only reserve would be less volatile than a national crypto reserve. And that's, of course, true. Brad Garlinghouse, co-founder of Ripple Labs and XRP token, says, I own BTC, XRP, and ETH among a handful of others. We live in a multi-chain world, and I've advocated for a level playing field instead of one token versus another. So the possibility of adding XRP to the US crypto reserve. XRP's transaction efficiency. XRP's greatest strength lies in its transactional efficiency. Unlike Bitcoin, which takes about 10 minutes per transaction, XRP will do that in just seconds, making cross-border payments highly efficient. Relevance to the US government crypto reserve. The speed and cost and effectiveness are precisely why XRP or Ripple has been working with financial institutions worldwide. If the US government were to hold a crypto reserve, that could be used for liquidity and transactions rather than just a passive store of value. XRP would be a logical inclusion. Integration into the banking infrastructure. We've talked about this time and time again. Bridging traditional and digital finance together and mitigating volatility risk. Additionally, relying solely on Bitcoin introduces significant risk due to its volatility. A multi-asset reserve incorporates XRP and possibly other digital currencies like Ethereum, stablecoins could offer greater stability. Now the challenges. Decentralized debate. I've already mentioned that. You have founders who owned a pretty decent amount of supply that can continue to offload as the US increases their stockpile or other nations or countries. Regulatory uncertainty. So we know the victory happened in 2023. And honestly, I would say the regulatory uncertainty piece is not really there as much anymore for XRP. I feel like I need to create a dedicated video on why XRP's strategic crypto reserve makes sense. And this one here is basically now debunked, that the new SEC group is no longer worried about the previous SEC's rulings on Ripple XRP. Market capitalization and liquidity. Additionally, compared to Bitcoin's 2 trillion market cap, XRP is at $175 billion valuation and raises questions about liquidity and scalability. If a national reserve needed to liquidate assets quickly, Bitcoin's widespread adoption and deeper liquidity pool would make it a more practical option. Political industry pushback further complicates the issue, and Bitcoin maxis, including influential figures like Jack Mallers and Michael Saylor, have argued that Bitcoin should be the only crypto included in a national reserve, and that's because they hold a lot of tokens. So with that being said, guys, overall, I feel that things are looking good for cryptocurrency. You all need to make sure you're doubling down and understanding that right now, anytime we see dips in this market condition, we need to take it as this is a buying opportunity. I will continue to practice what I preach, and I will continue to put my money where my mouth is. Anytime I see buying opportunities, I'll post them on the buy tab. I use Blowfin because you can create these limit buy orders. And the limit buy orders makes things just so much easier. So you don't have to wait for a price to hit. So let's say you are going to work from 9 o'clock to 5 p.m. and you can't look at your screen. I have a baby. I have a child. I have a wife. I have family. So I can't be on my computer all day, every day. I sometimes wish I could, but that's probably not healthy anyway. So what do? I'll create these, instead of market orders, limit buy orders. So let's say somehow, some way, XRP goes down to this support line right here, which is $2.21. So we can say $2.21. And I want to buy how many XRP tokens? Let's say I want to buy 100 at $221, 1,000. Let's say you're a whale watching right now, 10,000 or 100,000 tokens at $221,000. You can fill in the USDT amount, the amount of XRP you want to buy, and the total amount that's going to cost you. And then you click XRP buy. When you click XRP buy, obviously for me, insufficient balance USDT is in my account because right now I have $209 of cash and $14,270 worth of XRP. We're up about $2,500 now on our XRP position, just over the last couple of days of dollar cost averaging down. And that's why I always recommend products like Blowfin or centralized exchanges which are kind of decentralized in a way, to then take advantage of the fact that you can create these limit buy orders. And you set it and forget it. Now you can go about your day. You can go to sleep, wake up. Oh, my price was hit. Wow. I was able to buy in. Let's just say you bought 100,000 XRP tokens for $221,000 at $2.21. And then it recovers back to $3 per token. $3. You just made, and then you can set a limit sell order for the amount of tokens you want to sell at $3 even. And now you're profiting. You're officially making trades. You can set multiple limit buy orders and multiple limit sell orders. And that's how you can start becoming an active day trader. People try to tell you that there's all these algorithms and things you need to follow and technical analysis. Support and resistance. Support and resistance. It's probably the easiest things to follow. You have these support lines down here with liquidity zones, and then up top, you have resistance. It's super simple. It's not too difficult. And I showed you guys right now, like an example could be, right? Actually, we might be establishing even, I know I'm looking at the 5-minute chart. It's kind of a little degen. But right now, we might have established a new support line at $2.59. That could be a potential swing opportunity. So you can buy in at $2.59 and then sell right around $2.70. And you could swing trade. Easy money. Take advantage of money opportunities, guys. This market is for those that are looking to eat. It's not for those that are looking to sideline. So again, I appreciate you guys' support so much. Thank you so much for tuning into the stream. I'm going to upload more videos throughout the day about the logic and reasoning as to why a strategic XRP reserve could happen here in the United States in the coming days. Tomorrow, we have 24 hours before tomorrow's Crypto Czar announcement. So that video will be coming soon. I appreciate you guys' support. Smash the like button on your way out. Check out the link down below for Blowfin. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And I'll be back with more videos and hopefully more live streams. I see people asking about Trump coin. More to come there too. XCN is looking good. We're back at 3 cents. So more updates to come, guys. I'm going to get to recording. And until next time, as always, keep investing. Peace.